Welcome to another episode of Tutor Talks. My name is Claire. I'm an international tutor here at DBU, and I hope you enjoy this tutor talk.
Alright, let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to give you some tips on things to do before you start studying. Everyone has their own way to study based on how you learn best, but these are things that everyone should be doing to help them study better before they actually start studying. So first and foremost, make sure that you're getting plenty of sleep. While you sleep, your brain is working to encode memory, which is important to helping you remember things. And then also, make sure that you have a specific place to study that is not your bed. And that's for a couple of reasons. The first is that having a specific place to study will help your brain stay focused and learn the things that you need to learn. And second, because studying in your bed causes your brain to connect the stress of studying to your location. And so when you go to sleep at night, it's going to be harder to sleep because your brain feels like it should be working and is stressed because it needs to study. And then also make sure that you have a space that is clean and free of distractions. You guys have probably heard this before, but unless you absolutely need it, try to turn your phone off and put it away out of sight where it's not going to be distracting you, because even having it out on your desk or table can be a distraction. And then also make sure that you're in a clean space, because whenever there's clutter or things around you when you're studying, your brain is trying to process all of the information that your eyes are seeing. And so even if you're not consciously thinking about it, your brain is going to be distracted. So also, make sure you have a plan of how you're going to use your time. And there are lots of ways you can do this, and I've listed things out for you if you want to read those and go through them. But having a checklist, I found for me especially, is really helpful, because not only does it make sure that you don't forget anything, but it's also really satisfying to be able to check things off once you get them done. And then also schedule in breaks and make sure that you're taking breaks well, and schedule in things that can reward you for getting things done. Also, one other thing is to know your learning style. If you don't know your learning style, I'll show you how to do that in a minute, but it's really helpful for studying, and it's a very personal thing. So let's go ahead and go on to that slide. This is from educationplanner.org. It is a quiz you can take online. It's free, it's super fast, and you just answer a few questions and it will tell you how you learn best. So this is mine. It told me that I am 50% tactile, which is a lot. It means I learn by doing things or learn with my hands. There's also visual learners who learn by reading, writing, or watching things, and then auditory learners who learn by listening. So go ahead and take that quiz if you want, and I'm sure it will be super helpful for your studying. Finally, we're on to some tips for actually studying, and my biggest tip is to make sure you're using your learning style to study, but make flashcards. It's a great way to combine different senses and different learning styles, and it's not only great to actually make the flashcards, because that in itself is a way of studying, but then after you make the flashcards, you can use them to study. So you can review them and set them out in piles of things you know or things you don't know, and just use that as a tool. And then color coding things to organize your notes is very helpful, just to make things more clear in your mind. And then another tip is to look at the end of the chapter in your textbooks, because most of them usually have a summary, and so reading that just to refresh your memory can be a really great tool. And finally, if you think you have a good understanding of what you're studying, try teaching it to someone. Some people say that the best way to know if you really understand a subject is to try to teach it, because it'll show you what you know, and it will also especially show you what you don't know. So those are all of my tips for today. I hope that some of them are useful for you.
Don't forget to sign up for tutoring online. We have sessions Monday through Thursday, and I'll see you there. Bye!